differently. After all these incidents, in every case, someone was not breaking the law and they ended up dead. In the case of Mr. Walker defending his property, in the case of Officer Edwards trying to stop someone from breaking into his vehicle and then chasing the perpetrator. In the case of Sean Bell, celebrating before his wedding. And then if you go back, one of the greatest tragedies that we faced, the Dorisman case. You remember Mr. Dorisman was confronted by undercover officers that he thought were criminals trying to assault him. And the officers tragically never made clear their identity. Now that was a decade ago. And we haven't fundamentally changed our policies because in each of these cases, the problem stems from undercover officers either not being trained sufficiently or not following procedures right, and clearly, consistently not identifying themselves. So innocent people in each case lost their lives. So point one, what are we going to do differently? Yes, of course, we appreciate any time we hear about more sensitivity training, but we need something bigger and better than that. We need a fundamental shift in how we recruit undercover officers, how we prepare them, what orders we give them, what we tell them is right and wrong, and especially telling them how important it is to avoid harming an innocent person. Secondly, as my colleagues mentioned, there is a crisis of confidence in the community. Every one of these incidents corrodes people's faith, and we can't let that continue. That's not what our city is supposed to be about. We are supposed to be helping people to believe that their government and their police are helping them, not constantly reiterating that there's a gulf and a distance. So what we need to do to fix that is to change our Civilian Complaint Review Board once and for all and make it real and meaningful in the lives of people in this city. Right now, tragically, a complaint brought to the Civilian Complaint Review Board often ends in no action whatsoever. And nothing corrodes public faith more than inaction, more than the sense that a valid complaint goes nowhere. The Civilian Complaint Review Board has no presence in our communities. It's somewhere in downtown Manhattan. We don't feel the presence. We don't get information. People aren't educated. People aren't brought to the table. We have community precinct councils, but they don't reach enough New Yorkers to really make a difference. The Civilian Complaint Review Board has to be present in our lives, has to take cases and act on them quickly, has to have more independence and more ability to actually create results. When that happens, not only will we see fewer tragedies, but we'll see a community that has reason to believe once again that their pleas are being heard. So we've got a long way to go. We've said it so many times, you cannot have a tragedy like this and have nothing come of it. At least Mr. Walker should not have died in vain. At least somehow we should find a way to create some good out of this tragedy. I hope this time the powers that be are listening.